more about how we can help our students or our children within the autism spectrum disorder. All right, so if you can see on the screen here, this is actually an early childhood special needs learning series where we will firstly start off with today's webinar on autism spectrum disorder, followed by ADHD. And then if you are interested, yeah, especially for those of you whose schools or institutions contribute to HRD Corp, you can even apply, yeah, and then also come and join us for the 4-hour workshop. Okay, so whether or not you have the HRD funds contributed, you can also join in as a individual or private attendee. All right. Okay, so this is our session today. All right, I'm going to give myself a bit of a challenge to give you the basics, yeah, or the fundamentals of autism in our young children in 60 minutes. Okay, so this session is really just to create some awareness of this disorder and how best we as adults, as teachers, as caregivers can assist them in our classrooms as well as our homes, right? Okay, just a quick introduction of myself. Yeah, okay, so I'm Wong Swan here. I'm the program leader of the Early Childhood Education Department in MCKL. All right, so so far I have 13 years of experience in the early childhood education field. I am also a Cambridge Professional Development Qualification trainer, okay, for Cambridge here, yeah, and then I'm an HRD Corp accredited trainer. So my areas of specializations include special education, early child education, pedagogy, as well as teacher training. All right, so that's enough about me. So today's session, yeah, we are going to achieve a couple of outcomes here. We're going to define what is exactly is autism and how we can identify several behavioral characteristics of our young learners with autism. And we will also discuss, yes, some of the key educational strategies that can help our young learners with autism to learn effectively in our classrooms. Okay. So now just a very quick trivia for you, yeah, early on a Saturday morning here. I just have two questions here. I will give you two statements that you will see on the screen later. And then you just tell me, yeah, no, not tell me, just type it out in the chat box there, all right, whether you think this statement is true or false. Okay, are you ready? All right, so the first statement is the children with autism do not like making friends. Okay, so what do you think about this? Is this true or false? Okay, so you can type it out in the chat box there. All right, just don't worry, just spam our chat box there. No worries about that. Let's see. Okay, all right. Okay, good. I think all of y'all have typed in false. Yeah, most of you. All right. Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That is false. Okay, the reason behind this is that autism merely impairs a person's social interaction skills. Okay, so it doesn't mean that they do not like making friends, although it does seem like so. Later on, we will discuss that, they prefer their own company, and then you always see them, working on solo projects, etc. Okay, but that doesn't mean that they don't like making friends. In fact, they love to socialize. It's just that they may not have the appropriate skills on how to interact, on how to reach out and be a good friend to their peers and classmates. Okay, so that's why I think that's the reason why all of you are here on a Saturday morning, is to learn, yeah, what are some of the educational strategies that we can use that to help them to be able to socialize better in our classrooms, okay, as well as our community. Okay, very good there. Yeah, very good start. So now another statement for you here. Okay, let's see. All right, children with autism cannot learn. Yeah, is that true or is that false? Yeah, just spam our chat box again. Go ahead. Okay, children with autism cannot learn. Okay, you're absolutely right again. Yeah, it is false. Okay, so they can learn. Yeah, they have the ability to learn. Okay, so it's just that with their with certain symptoms, yeah, with certain characteristics, it may appear that they do not like learning or they have challenges in learning. But again, yeah, with the right simple strategies that we will learn today, hopefully, yeah, as we continue on in our journey to educate ourselves about their unique abilities and learning needs, hopefully, yeah, they'll be able to learn optimally in our class. Okay. All right. So at least right now, yeah, we have a uh, general perception. Yes, yes. Uh, Children with autism can learn, they can socialize, but they need certain guidance, yeah, and support from all of us. Okay, so that's the reason why we are here in this session to find out. Okay, so just a quick introduction of what autism is. Okay, so autism, you may hear the term autism, yeah, autistic disorder or autism spectrum disorders. So these terms are used interchangeably, but I just want you to understand today that when we use the terminology autism spectrum disorder, it is actually an umbrella term, yeah, and because autism spectrum disorders, yeah, comprises of a few types. As you can see under this umbrella here, yeah, we have from autistic disorder to Asperger's syndrome, yeah, or disorder, and so on. Okay, but today what we are going to cover is just on autism or autistic disorder, which is the main disorder or symptom under this spectrum. Okay. So what is autism exactly? Okay, so autism is a developmental disorder that is very evident even before a child turns 3. Okay, and then it will show certain significant key characteristics or features. Okay, let's look at what they are. Number one, they will have social skills differences. Two, communication skills differences. And the third one is behavioral differences. Okay, so some of y'all, who's in the industry, yeah, in the teaching industry, you may, yeah, over the years encounter certain behavioral differences in some of your children. Okay, so some of them, especially in the early years settings, they may not be officially diagnosed yet, but sometimes you may see some of these children exhibiting such differences in your classrooms. Okay, so I find that it is our duty as an educator to just take note, yeah, to keep track and monitor these these behavioral characteristics. Okay, so of course, we are not the experts in terms of diagnosing a person with a particular disorder. But what we can help as an educator is to identify, to observe, okay, sorry, to observe and then identify and take note of these differences, okay, and then if these differences calls calls for your attention, you may need to communicate that to their parents as well, okay, for further diagnosis. Okay, so uh, that is what we're going to cover, yeah, shortly in this 60-minute session. So we look at two things, yeah, on the behavior characteristic as well as the educational strategies. So in general, there are some key features, yeah, under autism spectrum disorder, whereby the person may have impaired social skills, and then they have communication differences, they have sensory differences, and something is a repetitive behavior action called theming. Okay, so but for today's session, yeah, because we are pressed for time, yeah, because it's only for 60 minutes, I'm just going to cover the one of the main characteristic here, which is impaired social skills. Okay, so this will give us a good head start, yeah, a good foundation of understanding autism. All right, so we're just going to cover this. Yeah, impaired social skills. If you want to learn more, you can always sign up for the workshop, yeah, later on. All right. So let's start with the impaired social skills, yeah, in our children with autism. Okay, so what does this actually mean? Yeah, when a child, yeah, who is within the spectrum, they may frequently face certain challenges. And what are these challenges? Is that they find it hard to form and maintain relationships with their peers, and that is mainly because they have difficulties in understanding certain complexities as well as subtleties in our, in our whole social communication interaction. Okay, so because if we pause for a little moment now and think about how do we socialize and how do we make friends, it actually consists of a lot of complex emotions, yeah, and then also some very subtle expressions, yeah, that we intentionally or unintentionally express. Okay, so because of this complexity of how we humans socialize, um, our individuals, yeah, within the spectrum, they have many challenges in interpreting our non-verbal cues, especially our facial expressions as well as gestures. Okay, so if you think about it, yeah, sometimes, we humans are so complicated, we don't mean what we say, yeah, and then, our behaviors doesn't match what we say as well, so it is very confusing. So for someone within the spectrum, they have a lot of challenges here, yeah, and that's why it's so difficult, yeah, for them to navigate in our whole uh, social social culture. Okay, so now why is it? Yeah, why is it one person with autism may have this difficulty in socializing? The reason is in your screen right now, and it is something called mind blindness. Okay, so what is mind blindness? Yeah, it's not being blinded by your vision, yeah, or your eyes, but it's just that the brain, yeah, the brain of someone with autism is very unique. It's because that's why they came up with this term called mind blindness, because the mind is a little bit blinded by their ability to be mentally aware of a few things. Okay, so what are these things here? They are unable to determine what is their own mental state as well as the mental states of other people. Yeah, so meaning they cannot have a self-check on themselves and think and ask themselves, how do I feel now about this situation? Or when they look at someone, they cannot interpret what that person is feeling as well. Okay, so that is the reason behind their social impairments here is because of this uh, phenomena called mind blindness. All right. So therefore, we will be able to see, yeah, the challenges that they face in socializing with their friends, yeah, or even with us as adults. Okay. So now, one of the main feature here is that they have difficulty reading the emotional state of others and how they can express their own emotions. Okay, so it makes them hard to understand, yeah, how a person actually feel in a certain situation because they cannot read those emotions. Okay, so for example, a child may not realize that when their friend is upset or when their friend is feeling distressed or even feeling excited, so they don't know how to respond accordingly lah. Okay, so besides that, even themselves, whenever they feel upset or when they feel happy, they don't know how to tell you. They don't know how to tell others, but instead they may behave in a very different different way that you that you sometimes may find may not be fitting for that particular situation, yeah, or event lah. Okay, so that is what one of the characteristics here. So now, I'm jumping straight into the strategies here. So if you have a child with autism in your class, okay, and you can see that they cannot seem to understand, yes, some of their friends' emotions and they don't know how to express themselves well. So visual aids are a very, very good teaching material, yeah. Anything has to do with visuals, yeah, or anything concrete would really help them to understand a situation much better. So if you were to um Google, yeah, if you were to Google, if you just type in emotion charts, yeah, there'll be a lot of templates out there, yeah, on Google. Just type out template charts, or you can even fashion one on your own. Yeah, you can just draw out different emotions, yeah, especially the basic primary ones like happy, sad, angry, excited. Okay, you can actually tell them, or you can show videos of people feeling that way, and then you label them, and then you really teach and explain to them, okay, this is angry, this is how you feel, especially on times when they have these emotions as well. Okay, so it'll be much better, yeah, for them to understand the emotions that they are going through, and for you as a teacher to acknowledge those emotions. Okay, so that is strategy number one. Then another very good strategy is to uh, storytell. Yeah, is to tell stories. There are many picture books out there right now in the market that really helps teachers as well as students to understand autism better. And over here, I just have one example. It's called The Way I Feel by Janan Kane. Okay, I think you can get it from I think online. Yeah, I've checked out online or even from Scholastic. Yeah, so it's a very good book where it shows different kind of emotions that that a child may feel, yeah, in different situations. Okay, so storytelling is a very good way, yeah, for us to break down the abstract emotions that our children may not be able to understand. Okay, and then help them to recognize and interpret these feelings. Okay, in fact, okay, I hope you don't think that, oh, can I should I only limit these strategies to my children with autism? But actually, if you think about it, as we go through the session, all the strategies would actually even work for all our children in the class. Yeah, whether it's someone with autism or any neurotypical children, it is fine. Yeah, because research has shown that whatever strategies that we use, if you can see here, these first two strategies, using more visual aids. Yeah, I think as an early childhood teacher, visual aids are the key. Yeah, because our children, they need more visual tools. Yeah, to understand something, they need more concrete materials. Yeah, in order to better understand a certain concept instead of just reading words, etc. Okay, so please do not worry that, oh, can these skills or strategies only work, yeah, for certain groups of children. Yeah, it doesn't uh it is definitely applicable to all lah. Okay. All right, so these are just two simple strategies, very practical, that you can start off, yeah, if you do have children with autism in your class, because because they will show, if they do not understand all these emotions, because these emotions appear very overwhelming for them, due to that term, that phenomena called mind blindness. Okay, because of that difficulty of them not understanding the emotions that's happening in the classroom, so that's why it becomes too overwhelming for them. That they may have emotional breakdowns, yeah, or meltdowns in your classroom. Okay, so it is our goal here to minimize those meltdowns, yeah, so that they don't feel that overwhelmed. So we have these strategies to help them out. Yeah, give them very relaxing kind of activities, such as storytelling. If it doesn't work in a group when you tell a story because you see that their attention wavers, then do a one-to-one session. Okay, so they may not seem very engaged, okay, whenever you are telling this story or when you're even teaching a lesson. Okay, but it's with a lot of repetitive teaching and I would say resilience, yeah, on our part, to continuously uh, how to say, repeat these strategies in our daily classroom routines. Okay, and then it's slowly but surely you would see some results in their behaviors later on. Okay, right. So the second feature here that you will see is that, okay, I think this is something you may know already, that individuals with autism often avoid eye contact. Yeah, which is why I think some people may misconstrue this as them not being interested in learning, or them not listening to your instructions, or them appear to not be paying attention to you. Okay, that is really not it. It's not because they are doing it intentionally, yeah. Especially when they are within the spectrum, yeah. It is not because of that. It's not that they don't want to learn. It's not that they don't want to pay attention to you, but the reason is that why? Yeah, okay, so before I go into that, like why? Yeah, I'm trying to tell you like why they avoid eye contact, mainly because, yeah, I hope that we will empathize and try to understand their position, that by them making eye contact, it is a very intense uh and even physically painful activity for them. Okay, so even for the rest of the students, yeah, those who do not have a disorder, sometimes even making eye contact can be very intimidating. Correct? I mean, even for us as adults, sometimes, whenever we are facing certain people of a certain authority, we may even try to shy away to make eye contact. Yeah, so what more of an individual with autism? So another thing, yeah, why they tend to avoid eye contact is that, they need time to process whatever information that they are getting from you as you are speaking to them, or even when you are trying to socialize or have a brief conversation with them. All these things is very overwhelming and very demanding for them. So that's why they are trying to process all this information, so they will appear a little bit distracted. So that's why they do not engage in those in engage in eye contact with you. All right. But eye contact is actually one of the feature, yeah, or a skill to acquire when we are socializing with individuals. So therefore, there are a few strategies here. Yeah, we're trying to ease in these strategies slowly. Okay, so the first strategy that I want you to remember here is don't insist on them making eye contact with you. Okay, don't say, please look at me when I'm talking to you. Can you please pay attention and look at my face and all that? Okay, so all these are very threatening or intimidating kind of instructions. Yeah, that we give our students. Please do not do that. Yeah, because as I said earlier, they are not doing it intentionally. Okay, it's just that they are trying to process the entire social situation that is happening. They're trying to process whatever thing that is happening in our classrooms. So already they are in a lot of anxiety at the moment. So we're trying to ease them in, let them feel more comfortable, provide a very conducive learning environment for them. Okay, so instead of telling them to look at you all the time, yeah, just tell them, yeah, can you listen to my voice? Yeah, and then listen to the instructions that I have for you. Okay, so that would be better. Yeah. So what we are very concerned with is whether they are understanding or wanting to follow our instructions. Okay, so do it in a very calm voice. Okay, because I understand, yeah, I do have I did work with some children with autism, yeah, when I was in the kindergarten settings. Yeah, so please be patient. Yeah, do not raise your voice. Talk in a very calm manner all the time. Okay, even though they are showing certain behaviors, okay, or they have a meltdown. Yeah, just speak in a very calm manner and just tell them, okay, post one, can you listen to my voice? Post one, listen to my instructions, and then you break down those instructions, yeah, one by one. Okay, so that is strategy number one. Strategy number two, again, yeah, if again you see this term keep popping up in all our strategies, visuals. Yeah, visuals are very important. So sometimes our verbal instructions may not be good enough, so use more visuals or written instructions. Okay, so you may need to print out some pictures, yeah, of certain activities that you usually do in class. Print them out. Again, there are a lot of resources, a lot of free resources online. Okay, you just type in visuals for children with autism, yeah, or visuals in early childhood classroom. Yeah, they have a lot of templates there. Okay, so although some of them you may need to pay, but then they have like a 30-day free trial period. So maybe during those 30 days, it's good for you to just download those visuals that you find is very useful for your classroom or school environment. Okay, you print them out, and then so when you are telling the students what to do, okay, then you just flash out those visual cards. Okay, so for example, if you are asking the child to sit down and have their let's say snack time. Okay, so if you have a picture of a snack time and all that, you show it to them. So every time when these visual aids are being used, okay, over time, yeah, when you do it repetitively, yeah, then it will become part of their routine. So every time when they see that picture and then when they hear your instruction, oh, then they know, okay, I have to sit down during my snack time at my table. Okay, so again, having these visual aids will, if you see here, it actually reduces the pressure that is on the child, and it allows the child to focus on the instructions without needing to actually wanting to make eye contact with you. Okay, so don't push them, don't pressure them to always look at you and etc. Start them slow first. Okay, what we want them to do is to be able to listen to instructions. But to help them to do so, we did need more visual aids to help them. Okay, so if you don't want to use the conventional method of printing out pictures, laminating them, etc. Okay, so if you have okay, you can even use your tablet. Yeah, there are also a lot of applications there that you can download. Yeah, all those or you can even download in your tablet and then you just flash those pictures from your tablet. Okay, that will work as well. All right, then the next characteristic, yeah, that you may see here in your child with autism here is their difficulty with joint attention. Okay, so now what is this? Yeah, joint attention. Joint attention is like when two people, yeah, when they are communicating with one another, they have this shared focus of a certain object, event, or activity. Yeah, for example, yeah, when a teacher points something, oh, look over there, look at that flower, for instance. Okay, so naturally, if a child has no difficulty with joint attention, that means they will jointly pay attention to what you are saying. When you are pointing at something, their eye gaze will naturally follow where you point to. Okay, or yeah, or they may even follow whatever instructions that you will say. Yeah, please look at the board over here. Yeah, so anything that you point, anything that you say, essentially these are what we call joint attention. And joint attention is very important, yeah, for learning. Okay, so because it's like a two-way communication thing going on. Okay, but for a child or an individual with autism, they may have difficulty with this. Meaning, when you are calling out to their name, post one, look at that flower over there. Can you see that bouquet of flowers? Yeah, so they are not engaged. Yeah, because their eyes are not looking at where you are pointing. That's why sometimes you feel that they are in their own bubble. Yeah, that's why you may see that they're not paying attention, they're not listening to me, etc. But again, this is just, it's not that they don't want to pay attention. They may be listening to all those verbal instructions that you are saying, but it's just that they have difficulty in showing you, yeah, showing you that they are jointly paying attention to what you have to say. Okay, so that is what difficulty with joint attention is. So if you see your child struggling, yeah, in this context here, so again, you see the strategy appears, yeah, you it's like almost foolproof lah. So long as you're using more visual aids, more visual supports, you are on the right track, yeah, when you are teaching a child with autism. So if you know that the child has difficulty in joint attention, then you got to use more visuals and you have to use more physical gestures or even verbal cues when you are interacting with them. So for example, here in this picture, yeah, you want the child to look at the ball. Yeah, so instead of just saying, okay, Swan, look at the ball, yeah, you got to combine it with your verbal cues and with visual support or physical uh, prompts as well. Yeah, so for example, when you are pointing to something, you got to tap on it, point on it, or you can even ring a bell. Okay, whatever works best in that situation. Yeah, you cannot just verbally tell, okay, please look over here, please look at the whiteboard, etc. Yeah, you got to make more effort, yeah, in pointing, in tapping, in, so that their attention, yeah, is focused on what you want them to focus on lah. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is when you use more multi-sensory input, that will be the best. Yeah, that will be the best when you are communicating or even giving directions to your child with autism. Okay, so just ask yourself, am I doing enough? Yeah, am I using more multi-sensory inputs? Yeah, meaning, am I just verbally saying something, or am I also showing visual support, or am I even pointing? Am I doing some gestures? Okay, so please just do like a quick checklist here as you are interacting with your children, yeah, with autism. Okay, so with that, then you're trying to draw their attention and focus on what you would like them to embark on lah. Okay. And then another one, this is a very fun activity, and I think something that you can even do with any child in your class, especially for those children who have issues in turn taking, yeah, or they are not paying attention, yeah, to some of your directions. Doing playing turn-taking games would be a very fun activity for them to focus, yeah, focus on one object or focus on one task. Okay, and then, okay, so right now, if you remember, we are trying to deal with our children who has difficulty with joint attention. So playing a turn-taking game, just like the picture here, rolling a ball back and forth to you. Yeah, their main task here is to roll it to you and then receive it and then roll it back again. So their main focus here is the ball. Okay, we want to give them that extra practice on how to do that. Okay, so this kind of activity will encourage shared focus. Okay, remember they have difficulty in joint attention or paying attention to the same thing that you are emphasizing on. So this kind of activity will be very, very good for our young children. Okay, so very fun. Yeah, it's like there's no pressure. They think that they are playing, but yet it has a purpose. You want to train them, yeah, to do a certain task together with you. Okay, so that is on difficulty in joint attention. All right, so that is strategy number 2 there. Right, then the next common trait in children with autism is this uh, trait when they are more preoccupied with objects, or they have very intense interest in objects instead of the people around them. Okay, so you may see this in your classrooms, yeah, where they may appear unusually or highly focused on objects, yeah, compared to their peers, where, and then you will see that they can spend a lot of time, yeah, arranging arranging objects in your classroom. Sometimes you will be amazed. Yeah, they can even do a very good seriation for you. Yeah, whether it's from big to small or even color gradients and all that. Okay, or sometimes they may be highly attached to certain objects like a toy car or even maybe even a piece of string that they will be constantly wanting to hold it in their hands all the time. Yeah. or if not, they'll be holding on to it or even just looking at it all the time in your class. And again, that may appear that they are very disinterested in learning. Okay, so this is another unusual, I won't say unusual, a different, yeah, a different characteristic. So then they also have certain specific interests, okay, in maybe some toys. And when you introduce them to something else for them to try out, they are not willing to try new toys. Yeah, so they are very preoccupied, and they may stick to a particular toy or a particular task, etc. Okay, so this is another trait that you may see. Okay, so now just to explain to you the reason behind this behavior is because they when they are focused on just what they are interested in. Okay, just like all of us, yeah, we all have our hobbies, we all have our preferences in certain activities. So this focus interest actually, why is it that we do it? Yeah, why is it that, like let's say some of us like to do gardening, yeah, whenever we are stressed, or some of us like to do knitting and sewing. Yeah, we do that because these kind of activities brings comfort to us. Yeah, it relaxes us. So same thing with the children with autism. The reason why they seem so preoccupied with their objects, they're lining up all their toy cars in one row, yeah, and then they are oblivious of whatever's happening around them, even though when their friends are calling them, etc. It's because this kind of activities brings a lot of comfort to them, brings a lot of predictability, yeah, to them, that they feel safe, yeah, especially in a world where it's often so overwhelming for them. Yeah. In fact, yeah, I feel being in an early childhood classroom is very overwhelming. Yeah, for some of us. Yeah, even some teachers or what more children, because there's so many things that's going on. There's so much activity that is happening. So many sights and sounds that is happening at the same time. So because of that, that is very uh overwhelming, yeah, for our children with autism. So these kind of behavior helps with them in regulating their emotions and trying to um, lessen whatever sensory input that is currently happening at the same time. Yeah, when they just want to stay focused on the objects. Okay, so again, yeah, don't misconstrue these behaviors as they are disinterested in what is going on around the classroom. Okay, it's just their way of wanting to regulate their emotions, wanting that and to stay calm, yeah, in that classroom setting. Okay, so now what do we do? Yeah, what do we do when we have children who show these kind of behaviors? Yeah, because we don't want them to be in their own little bubble as well, lah, yeah, throughout the entire classroom. So what we can do is we can use those objects that they like, yeah, those objects they are interested in as a form of motivation. Okay, so if you have a child in your class who is like the girl in the picture who likes arranging crayons, for instance, then you can use that crayon as an object of motivation to do a certain activity. Yeah, so if you want to do a writing task, for instance, then you can use those crayons that she has arranged to do the writing task instead. Okay, so try to identify what are some of their preferred items, okay, that you can see them constantly being gravitated to. Yeah, they are always using those, let's say, Lego set, or they are very interested in wooden blocks, for instance. Use those objects and integrate them into your teaching activity. Okay, so then, then you are killing two birds with one stone, yeah, whereby they are seeking comfort with those preferred objects, but at the same time, you can use those objects as a learning material, yeah, for whatever learning task you have planned for them, yeah. Or if not, yeah, you can use that as positive reinforcement, use that as a reward, yeah, during the learning task. Okay, so that will really, really help them. Okay. And the last one, yeah, the second strategy, yeah, whenever you see your children with autism being very preoccupied with objects, is that you can gently expand their focus or interest. Okay, so like for instance, if the child is constantly working with only like for this picture here, a block of a wooden a set of wooden blocks. Yeah. So you can slowly and gradually introduce new ways of playing with the object, for instance. Yeah, if you see the child only only arranging them, yeah, horizontally, maybe according to size, for instance, okay, then you can join in your children's play and teach them new ways of playing with it. Yeah, what we want to do is to expand their horizons a bit, yeah, expand their thinking, and hopefully they will find new ways of exploring and playing with the objects. Okay, because instead of you changing their routine, just stirring up their routine and say, oh, don't play with this, don't what you are always playing with Lego blocks, why don't you try playing with this train set, for instance. Okay, so that one is too drastic of a change for them, and then if you do that, uh you would have to expect a lot of emotional outbursts, yeah, because it's not something that they like, because they seek comfort in the object that they are always playing with. Okay, so don't try to stir it up by taking away the object that they like and then trying to introduce something new. Yeah, although your intention is good, yeah, your good is good and well, that you want them to expand and try to play with something else, but do it in a very subtle, gentle way. Okay, so if you know that they like playing with Lego blocks, continue, let them play with it, but then you teach them new ways of learning with it. Okay, so if they are only arranging it in horizontally, then maybe you can teach them how to build something out of it slowly. Okay, so when you do that as well, you are also sharing a very beautiful learning moment with them. They will feel safe, they will feel secure with you. So all these will work hand in hand. Then hopefully you will see less meltdowns in your children, yeah, with autism. All right, so that is one of the strategies. Okay, and then the last behavior characteristic, of course, is that you would see, yeah, you can see from what we have learned so far, when they are very preoccupied with objects, yeah, they are already in their own little bubble. So therefore, you would see that they do not mind that they are alone or whether they are in the company of others. Okay, so yes, I know. Maybe there are some teachers, when they have children with autism who do not quite disturb, yeah, disturb the dynamics in the class. They don't really disturb their friends and all that, and then they are just alone in one corner of the classroom, playing with their Lego blocks, for instance. Then you just let them be. Okay. Yes, maybe you may find that, oh, all right, that is nice, yeah, because they are engaging in their own interest, yeah, and then the child is safe. I will just let the child be. Okay, but again, our key goal here as a teacher is to help them expand their learning as much as possible in our classrooms. Okay, so sometimes we just need to bring them out of their comfort zone a little bit, from their little safe bubble. So one way to help them understand what is going on around them. Yeah, just to expand what is happening in the classroom. This is another strategy here by using social stories. Okay, so social stories are very, very useful for teaching children with autism, because again it's another another visual aid, okay, that helps our children understand certain social uh, events or situations in their daily lives. Okay, so again, there are plenty of resources online, which if you were to attend my workshop also, I will teach you how to fashion very simple, okay, and I would say time effective social stories for our young children. Yeah, you don't really have to crack your head, to come up with your own storyline and all that. Okay, so social stories is very easy. Yeah, is really targeted on a certain social situation. So let's say this child has problems lining up, for instance, or maybe the child has problems shaking another friend's hands, and etc. Okay, then you can actually personally curate a certain social story for this individual child, and then you got to explain, and read that story again and again to the child. Okay, so these kind of stories will provide them with certain understandings of certain social events, or activities, and then it also tells them how to behave in that social situation. Okay, like for in the context of early childhood, I think one of the major uh, social event would be, let's say, the concert day, or when you're going on a field trip, for instance. Okay, then how do you prepare your child with autism with this kind of special social events that is happening in school? Okay, so with that, then you will tell them, tell them, you tell them the story, what to do, what to expect during a field trip. When I'm sitting on the bus, what should I do? Yeah, am I supposed to sit still, and etc. and so on. Yeah, so with that, you would uh tell them, give them a little bit of heads up what to expect, so that will help to regulate their behavior. Okay. And finally, the last strategy here is to model social behavior in your classroom. So you can demonstrate to them, how to join a group, either using visuals, you can show certain videos to them, or even do a quick role play. Okay, or even you may not need to do a very elaborate kind of like a role play or skit even. Yeah, so instead you can just tell the child, okay, follow my lead. Yeah, do this. Yeah, and then when you want to join in the group, you tell the child, you tell your friend, can I join in, or may I sit next to you, etc. Okay, all this would really, really help them. Yeah, but you just need to guide them along the way lah. All right. So that is the last strategy. All right. So in in essence, what we have done so far today is just to tackle on one of the key characteristic of children with autism, is that they have difficulties in socializing. Okay, so if you remember here, uh, they have difficulty in joint attention. They have difficulty uh, in making eye contact with you. Yeah, and then they have difficulty in reading other people's emotions as well. Okay, and do you remember what is the reason behind this phenomenon? Yeah, maybe you can type it out in the chat box there. Yeah, what is the reason behind them having difficulties in socializing? You remember? Yeah, it starts with M. Yeah, can you just type out in the chat box there? What is that? the reason, yeah, behind all these characteristics. Yep. Yeah, it's mind blindness. Yes, and I just want you to remember it's not because they are intentionally not wanting to listen to your instructions. Yeah, it's because of this symptom, or condition, yeah, that they are unaware of what is going on around them, and also unaware of how they feel, yeah, at that moment in time. So I hope this helps you understand a little bit more of our children with autism. Yeah, that they have certain symptoms or conditions that limit their ability to follow instructions, yeah, or to even socialize and make friends. So with that with the empathy and all that, with more understanding, yeah, more understanding of how they behave, so we got to change how we teach them as well. Okay, so so that they would have a safe learning environment with us, and hopefully they'll be able to learn certain essential skills along the way. Okay, so with this, yeah, I would like to wrap up my session today. Is that, yeah, just food for thought here lah. Yeah, if your child, yeah, in your classroom cannot learn, yeah, if they can't learn how we teach, then we have to change things around, and then we have to teach the way they learn. Okay, it's not the other way around. It's not that they have to accommodate to us. Okay, but because they can't, so because they have all these differences and limitations, then we have to change how we teach them instead. Okay, so even with these strategies that we have learned today, yeah, some may work for some individuals, some may not. Okay, so you got to trial and error. If this doesn't work, then you got to try something else. Okay, so do not stick to just what we previously know all the time, and then you say that, oh, this strategy works for everyone. Sometimes it does not. Yeah, so we got to learn new ways. Yeah, no, new ways to help them, yeah, to learn. Okay, so Hanan have a question here. Does that mean we do not force the children to do anything by force, right? Yes, that's absolutely right. Yeah, we do not force them, yeah, but we slowly ease them into uh, a learning task that we will want them to do. Okay, so for instance, like if you see the child always alone, yeah, they are always like a lone ranger, just minding their own business, just playing with their Lego set all the time. We cannot leave them be throughout the entire year in your class. Yeah, we have that responsibility as an educator to create a safe space. Okay, that is one thing, but also teach them certain skills. So one of the skills here that I'm focusing on this morning is on social skills. Okay, so it's like they cannot always, yeah, constantly be alone. So we got to slowly transition them in such a way that they can socialize with other people, but not in a forceful manner, yeah, but in a very flexible way that maybe sometimes they may not even know, yeah, may not even know that you are intentionally doing it. Yeah, so then they feel better, yeah, especially when they have a lot of trust in you, yeah, then slowly you'll be able to see certain results, yeah, in the child. Yeah. All right, so with that, yeah, I think this marks my 16 minutes for today. So I hope you have learned, yeah, some nuggets of information this morning in this session here. Do you have any questions that you would like to ask? Yeah, you can ask now. Have any? Okay, so um, if you have questions, you can type it on the chat box or turn on your microphone. So this will mark the end of my session here. So I just like to take this opportunity here to say thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for spending uh, your precious time on a Saturday morning, yeah, to join my session today. So I'd like to take this opportunity because we also we are also all very busy and all that. So I'd like to wish you a happy Mother's Day and a happy Teachers' Day, right? To all of you present today. All right. Yes, we have a question here that how do you handle meltdowns? Okay, so meltdowns is actually in another session in my workshop. But what I can tell you is that the first thing the first thing is that for meltdowns, there's so many things you can do. Firstly, social stories will work, and all these strategies will work when they are not having a meltdown. Okay, what you want to do is to prevent meltdowns. So telling them certain social stories where if you somehow have identified there are certain triggers or stresses in your class that causes these meltdowns, then you can choose and then develop a special social story for the child. Okay, like let's say turn taking or something like that. Okay, so telling these kind of stories and telling them how to behave in that situation, that will somehow minimize the events of a meltdown. But when they have a meltdown, okay, the moment when they have a meltdown, uh, there's really not much that you can do. You cannot forcefully at that time, tell them to stop crying, stop having a meltdown and all that. Okay, that won't work. Yeah, even for our neurotypical children as well, that would not work. Like when you are crying, when you're so emotional, and when someone asks you to snap out of it, it's so difficult to do that. Yeah, so when they are having a meltdown at the moment, what you can do is stay calm. Yeah, stay calm, and your voice should be very low, etc. Yeah, so then you just ask them to stay calm, and then let them have a safe space. Yeah, safe space in the classroom for them to cool down. Yeah, so if you have a child autism in your class, it'll be good to have a small corner in the classroom or even out or in anywhere in the school where it is very safe for them to regulate their emotions. Okay, regulate their emotions and for them to calm down. Then only after that things only after that you can teach, yeah, how to how to manage their behaviors. Okay, so I hope I answer your question. Was it Wendy? Yeah, Wendy on that. Yeah, a lot of it, a lot of the strategies is preventive to prevent that meltdown to happen. Okay, so one strategy is by constantly uh, educating them through social stories of what to do and how to regulate their emotions. Like let's say when they feel overwhelmed, maybe there's something calming and relaxing that they can do. Like for example, playing with Play-Doh may some of them may find comforting, or some of them may prefer working with certain manipulatives as well that will help. Okay, so that's that. Next question from Chua. Yeah, how to guide them about hygiene and toilet matter. So again, this one it really takes time. Is that you have to constantly, repetitively teach them how to do so. Okay, so you got to you need to have a lot of visuals in your class, and then you need to hold certain sessions in the classroom, either as a group or sometimes individually with the child. There are a lot of picture cards on the internet on hygiene and toileting. Okay, print out those pictures, show it to them, and then tell them, yeah, what to do. For instance, after they eat, that they should wash their hands. Yeah, before and after eating, they have to wash their hands. For instance, you got to teach them It's more of like a practice and drill kind of thing. Yeah, and then have lots of visuals. Yeah, let's say in your bathroom. Yeah, in especially where they wash their hands. Have pictures there. Step one, what do they do? Yeah, they have to turn on the tap, and then step two, lather some with some soap. Yeah, so you need to have all those guidance. It's not enough for us to only verbally tell them once or twice. That's not enough. You got to keep on doing it again and again, but it will only work better if you have visuals in your classrooms as well. Okay, that would really help. Will help you. But again, you won't see immediate results. Yeah, just like any of us, for us to do certain habits again and again, that needs lots and lots of practice, lots of reminders. Okay, so I hope I answer your question there, Chua. Okay, right. So, are there any more questions? Right. So, if not, yeah, our next session, yeah, is on ADHD. Do feel free to join my session, yeah, on ADHD. So I will do a similar session on it, also within 60 minutes, and then we will end this learning series with a workshop that is happening in Penang on 31st May, and then in KL in June. All right. So if you want more information, uh, you can contact, yeah, our continuous professional development department, yeah, CPD at events at mckl.edu.my. Yeah, so you can for more information you can always uh contact them. All right. Yes. All right, so thank you so much. Yeah, I won't I won't hold you for long. Yeah, so please enjoy your Mother's Day weekend, and I would like to wish all of you who are educators here a happy Teachers' Day as well. Okay, so thank you so much for joining my session. Miss Stephanie, do you have anything else you like?
Yes, we would appreciate if everyone could take a little bit of their time to scan the QR code for the feedback evaluation form. Yeah, so we will be sharing the screen in a while.
Okay. Yes, please take your time. Yeah, I'll stop presenting now, and then please.
Yes.
Yes, all right. So please scan this QR code over here and share with us feedback, or maybe there are certain things that you like us to cover next time in other sessions. Please feel free. Okay, thank you so much.